I'm just having the strangest Monday because all of my clients moved their sessions today and I have the whole day to myself. It's weird because yesterday was Sunday and I had the whole day to myself. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I slept in today, even though I didn't want to. Kind of feel like a piece of shit when I sleep in, but trying to change that mindset a little bit and be okay with relaxing. I used to be way worse. I mean, I never slept. But I did sleep in and I'm gonna go to the gym now. Haven't ate. I had my greens and I had a coffee and I'm gonna hit an early lift. It's like 9 o'clock. Um, but I did try this Korean mascara. This is the second time I'm using it, so I wanted to show you how it looks, and I love it. I mean, I really do. The only thing is, let me tell you, it was a son of a bitch to take off, but we'll figure that out eventually with time. But so if you're interested in this, I got it from Amazon. It's called Kill Lash, and it's a volume. It says volume curling, but I don't know. I love it. I think it's really clean. I wouldn't call it volume. It's just clean. Like it actually coats the lashes like one by one. Let's go to the gym. I'm gonna do legs today. Haven't decided yet if I'm gonna go to Lifetime or if I'm gonna drive to Selfmade. I don't know. But I did want to say this. You guys are probably like, oh, you're making daily vlogs. Every day is the same. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and I get it. I feel like it's like some people don't understand why I make daily vlogs. I think there's a few reasons. Number one, and most important, being like, if you don't do something daily, you won't do it. Like I've learned this from fitness and I've learned this from studying. Like there's a lot of things, there's a few things in my life that I've like would say mastered, and I realized like fitness and academia being those two things. And I realized what I learned from that is like you have to do something every single day to be able to master it, to remember to do it, to build the habit, to shorten the learning curve. So that's why I'm making daily vlogs. That's number one. That's one reason. The bigger reason is that I feel like if I'm making daily vlogs, one, I'm not gonna overthink it and try to make it perfect because the point of this vlog is literally the opposite of perfection. It's just a reality. And the second thing, and the other thing is that I'm trying to show you how you can actually get results with your fitness and why you haven't gotten them. Maybe you're like 20 years old and you've never worked out, and maybe you were nerdy in school and you never did like sports or anything, and you're like, well, can I even get in shape? Like, is it even possible for me to, look fit, be fit and like feel like that, like have that identity? Or maybe you're like in your 30s and you just were never able to get results. Like I know so many women that are like me in their 30s and they've never experienced being in shape, and they're always on like some diet or some way of some new pill, or thinking once they make more money they start thinking like, oh, maybe I should get a tummy tuck and maybe I should get a lipo. And it's like I just want to show you why it is that, like how it is that you can actually get that result and why it is that you aren't getting it. And the only way for me to show that to you is to show you the day to day. Like look at my day to day, it's fucking the same. Like I'm every day I'm like going to the gym and it's never perfect. Some days I miss. Like last week, remember when I made that video and I like had like a nervous breakdown in the afternoon and I didn't go and I didn't do anything. I literally sat at home even though I had like everything planned out. But then the next day you kind of pick yourself back up and you're like, all right, I'll just go. Like I'll do one thing. It's how it is. It's just about not giving up, but also doing the right things. Like you see how many things I do. I lift, I do yoga, I walk. It's not realistic for somebody who's just started to do all these things, but knowing like and understanding what it takes and having a realistic expectation, I think is so important. So important. If you expect to do something for a week and get results from it, nothing in this world gives us results if we just do it for a week. Literally nothing. I can't think of a single thing, besides maybe plastic surgery. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling and we're gonna go work out. I'm gonna make my aminos first. And that's it. Should I show you this fit? Maybe I should. Well, I'm realizing how dirty this mirror is, and it's kind of, this is really gross. So we'll just end this fit showing situation. You'll see it when I work out. Oh, by the way, you see this, right? This is what I was talking to you about, like the situation with this microphone working. It requires this whole ordeal, and I'm not happy about it. I mean, who would be? What the fuck is this? I'm supposed to carry this around? I don't know. I think, what do you guys think? I think Gino really needs to step up his game and help us find a new solution to this. Don't you think? That's what I think. Little list. Little list. Little list. Oh, there he is. Look at his face. Are you sleeping like that? What are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna make my aminos. I have a liter of water, and I'm using these EAAs from True Nutrition. So if you haven't watched my previous videos, I say this every time, but I might as well just repeat myself. The EAA is basically broken down protein. So when you drink it during your workout, it helps you get toned, and it helps you like have a little bit more energy. But it's very important, in my opinion. It's absolutely necessary, especially because when you're working out, you're breaking down muscle fibers and you're breaking down the protein. So this replenishes it and it helps you get toned. So, and it tastes really good. That's it. This is all I take with me. All right, guys, we are here at Self-Made. I brought you to the nice gym. You're welcome. Just kidding. Yeah, made it to this place. You know, it's been a few days since I've been in the gym, and it kind of feels like I'm lazy. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You know what happens when I start watching a new show that I like? The issue is that I can't stop watching it. But when I don't have a show that I like, I'm kind of like moping around and I'm kind of miserable. But when I do have one, I literally can't do anything else besides watching a stupid show. It's an issue. But today it's gonna be a productive day. I'm gonna work out. And I have so many things I have to do. I have to do our taxes and our fucking bookkeeping stuff and so many things. And I think that just is overwhelming me. But let me get my tripod so I can record my video. So today we're gonna do ass and calves. And the last time I did ass, I did usual like Stairmaster before, and I regretted it so hard because I like ran out of energy. And ass day is very important. So I'm not gonna do Stairmaster before my lift. I'm gonna do it later in the afternoon, but I do feel like I need to move, so I'm just gonna do 30 minutes of walking before I start my workout. So I'm gonna get on the treadmill, 30 minutes of walking at 3 speed, 1 incline, and then we're gonna get to the lift. All right, I started my workout with these abductions, nice and easy. I love starting with abductions for glutes. I just feel like it's such an easy motion to just get into the workout and activate the glutes. So after it took me 20 minutes to get into the machine, I'm starting with a light weight, probably 50, and I'm doing about 20 reps. And what I like to do is I like to push my hips back, and really sometimes I do touch my glutes to make sure that they're activated and the knees are pushing against those pads. So the first set I did about 20, and then after that I did 3 more sets where I started with a heavier weight and dropped it down. So let's say we start at 90 and then I do 10 and then I drop it to 80 and I do 10 with the 80, then I drop it again. So I did 4 sets total. And I supersetted that with some calves. I told you I'm doing calves today. So I love starting off with just body weight calves. And this single leg is so difficult, honestly. It's way harder than it looks. And if you try this and you can't do single leg, just do both feet at the same time. So what I like to do is just focus on like the ball. I'm on the ball of my foot and I'm stretching the calf and squeezing it, stretching it and squeezing it. You're not moving your foot, you're squeezing your calf. And I did 10 on each side. And again, if this is hard for you, just do both feet at the same time. So the next thing I did is these trap bar deadlifts. I love trap bar deadlifts. They're great for legs, glutes, everything in general. And I think they're a lot easier actually to do than RDLs or any other kind of deadlifts because the handles are on the side instead of in front of you, if that makes sense. So when the weight is on in front of you, it's a little bit harder with like your posture, but when it's on the side, it's just directly coming down your arms. So what I'm doing here, just making sure that my feet are grounded, like very much grounded. Torso is straight, hips are going back and then squeezing up, going back and squeezing up. And I want you to think about spreading the floor with your feet. That's how you can activate your glutes for this motion. I supersetted that with seated calf raises. So I did 4 sets of both. And for the seated calf raises, I'm just doing about 10 to 12 reps. For the first one, I started with less weight and then I kept adding weight to it. What I love doing, I don't know why this is taking me so long to get into this emotion, but my toes, I'm on my toes and I'm again stretching the calf and squeezing it and I'm rolling on to the big toe. Instead of like some people I see they roll to the outside, you want to roll to the inside and roll on top of the big toe. What I love to do to make this spicy is to do a drop set. Like because I can lift a bigger weight with my calves, but then they get tired really fast. So I just drop the weight and I do more, so I just get more out of it. So I did 4 sets of that, 10 to 12. And then the next superset that I did is I started off with hip thrusts, and look at me moving on to big girl weights. I've been using like 25-pound plates lately, but I'm finally having more energy so I can do actual 45-pound plates. So you've seen me do this. I'm really focusing on my glutes nice and slow, and I'm grounding the feet. The feet are going into the platform, and this last set was so hard. Like I'm struggling. And I supersetted that. Actually, no, I did 10 to 12 reps. Again, you guys already know the drill. And I supersetted that with these donkey calf raises. I don't know if you've seen me do this in other videos. It's a really good exercise. You may not have the machine. If you don't have the machine, just use any other calf raises. You can do the standing ones again. You can do the seated ones again. But I'm using this donkey calf raises. And again, I'm focusing on stretching and squeezing. Stretching and squeezing. It's not about moving your feet. Again, it's about squeezing the muscle. And if you do have this, just make sure that the weight is on your tailbone. And that's it. I finished my workout. I did a little, check to see everything is looking good. I'm starting to feel like I'm actually getting much, much leaner. And it's been 2 months since I've been on this diet. All right, friends, I'm done with my workout. That took a little while, to be honest. But it was good. I felt very strong. I think it's because I haven't worked out in the past like 2 to 3 days. Just things have been coming up, and I've been eating, and I had pizza like a few days ago. So I just had like incredible strength, but it did die out towards the end. I was dying. I'm gonna post it into the vlog so you can do it. So I'm gonna go home and eat. I'm starving. I just made my shake, protein shake. It's just protein powder and water. I'm gonna have that with my perfect bar. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I didn't eat anything before my workout. I just had my greens and I had a coffee, which was really nice. I'm gonna edit my video for today. Now yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw or not, but I posted a curly hair tutorial, which was like a long time coming. And today I'm gonna edit the part where like I did a diary, like right after I did my hair on that day. Starting that day for the next 6 days, I basically did like a curly hair diary to like kind of show you how my hair looks during the 6 days that I didn't wash it after that, and how I kind of take care of it when I work out and stuff, because I know it took me a long time to figure out how to have my hair look nice every day, because I want to look nice every day. I don't want my hair to be in a bun, which is what I used to do, but also like be active and have an active lifestyle. So hopefully that will be helpful. I know it literally took me like years. I think this year is the first year after like I don't know, 10 years of working out that I feel like I've figured out like the curly hair situation with the workouts and everything. And also I used to straighten my hair all the time. I think when we moved to Arizona was the first time where I went and got like a blonde highlight. And once I did that, I was like, oh my God, this actually looks really good with a curly, and I never want to straighten my hair again. I kind of made a commitment. And I think that's what it takes for the curly hair to fully like flourish. It's like you have to make a commitment to it. And I finally did. And I literally sold my Dyson on Poshmark, by the way, for like $300. And from there, like I've never looked back. I get the curly haircut, which is kind of like the only reason I never got it before is because if you straighten the hair, it may look weird and choppy because they cut it when it's curly and every curl is different. But it definitely makes the curls look way nicer. So I've just been like fully committed to the curly. I feel like it goes better with my personality. I have not had like occasions where I wanted to straighten it, like something like some event or whatever. Maybe in the future I will, but I just haven't had it. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I'm gonna get to editing this vlog so I can post the curly diary and you guys can see kind of how I deal with my curls and how it lasts me 6 days. Okay, it is time for lunch. It's 1:45, actually a little bit too late, but I finished the vlog. I'm rendering it, so that's kind of what took me a second. So I'm making beef and rice because I was too lazy to go and get rotisserie chicken. And I feel like I secretly like the beef and rice meal more. I try to not replace it too often because then I just get sick of it. First things first, I have my scale because I measure everything. So I'm gonna do a little bit of butter. I just love this mini pan. It takes me 2 seconds to wash it. Like it's so fast to like cook in it. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of butter, like this much. Honestly, I love butter. I'm so glad that it's like back in my diet because there was a time where I thought it wasn't good for me. And I've learned a lot of things since then. I would say mostly Gino and I eat an animal-based diet, which is high in protein and fats. I think that is honestly the best I've ever felt. And I've been doing this a long time. I've tried a lot of different diets, a lot of different styles of eating. And I just feel my best when I'm doing an animal-based diet, and also like, which is basically the sourcing of it, and also like high fat, high protein. And then for carbs, I just use some rice, which I'm gonna use today, which is so easily digestible for me. But once the summer hits like fully, I'm gonna start getting fruit again. Like last year I did this. Guys, I had so many mangoes last year. It's actually fucking crazy. But I loved it. I literally love summer fruit so much, and I can't wait for like the seasonal fruit to come back. So once that happens, what I do is I lower my rice portion and I add in a lot of fruit because the fruit has carbs. And I just feel so good. I feel like it makes sense to eat more fruit in the summer because it's hot and you get more you need more electrolytes, you're losing more electrolytes and vitamins. So it just makes sense, you know? I love eating seasonally as much as I can. Okay, so I'm making this beef. I'm doing 4 ounces of beef. And I'm gonna measure my rice. 4 ounces of beef raw. The rice I measure in grams. So I'm gonna do 140. I did want to talk to you a little bit about what I mentioned this morning. This morning I was talking about like, I don't know exactly what I was talking about, but I keep taking notes in my phone of things that I want to mention on my vlogs when it comes to health and fitness and like kind of living aligned with who you are and also living a healthy lifestyle. Basically being happy, because to me, like being happy and fulfilled is like, it centers around you being healthy and you having a good relationship with your body and feeling proud of it. And then also the third one is like you doing something that's fulfilling and you're not just working for money. If that makes any sense. Like these 3 things I think are very important for you to be happy. So what I was gonna talk to you about is like a lot of people think that it's too late. It's like I genuinely feel like there's women that are in their 30s or even in their 20s or 40s or whatever, that if they've never experienced being in shape, if they never did any sports, they think that it's just not for them. They think that it's so outside of their reality that they just don't even ever think about trying to pursue it, you know? And I genuinely believe wholeheartedly that anybody and everybody can achieve like certain body goals. And you know, for me, it started with like I really wanted to look good. I wanted to look toned. I was like, what is this toned look? I want to look like that. Like I'd never seen it before, and it started like that. But then I started to learn so much more about what health and fitness is even about, and I realized like even more important than the way that you even the more important than like you thinking you don't look good and you trying to change it is how your body represents how you feel emotionally and how happy you are in your life. I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like that's literally going to go right over your head. But the way I can explain it is like this. Let's say like you're super unhappy, you've been trying to lose like body fat, you've been trying to lose weight for a long time and for years, and you've never been able to do it. You've tried many diets, it's never worked, right? Why hasn't it worked? Why is it so hard for you to stick to, let's say, a healthy meal plan? Why is it that you don't like eating healthy that much and you love eating, you know, like soul food or whatever you want to call it? Now, the thing is, that is related to so many other areas of your life that you don't even fucking realize it. Which is why when you keep trying to fix it one way, it doesn't work. When you keep trying to fix it with like, okay, what should I eat? You keep trying to do that, it doesn't work. Because what you're missing probably, one of the biggest things you're probably missing is, do you have entertainment in your life? You know, if you don't have entertainment in your life and you don't value that, then you work all day, right? And rightfully so, you come home, you're tired, and you're like, okay, well, I want to eat something that makes me feel good, that makes me happy, that makes me like it makes my taste buds explode, and I just want to like have comfort food. That's literally where the word comes from, comfort food. And the solution to that is not to get on a meal plan. It's not to go like try to figure out how to I don't know how to explain it. It's like the real solution to that is one, finding entertainment in your life. But harder said than done, or easier said than done, because you may be in a situation, a lot of times when that happens, it's not because you don't want to have entertainment, it's because that in your mind, you truly don't believe that it's necessary. So your mindset is nowhere near that. Like once you believe that it's necessary and you have the awareness, then literally your brain will figure out a way for you. Like doors will open up for you, like things will make sense to you. But before that happens, the mindset needs to change, and the shift in mindset is the hardest part. It really is, because how can you change something that you don't even know it's there? Because you've always thought that. So you don't even know that that thought exists. When you're cooking, you don't realize it smells in the house. But when you walk into it, you're like, oh shit, it smells like food in here. But when you're in it, you'll never notice it. It's exactly like that. So that's why changing mindset is so difficult, but also it's imperative to change. If you don't change your mindset, you cannot change. I work with a lot of women. I keep seeing this like very often, especially with younger women, that they have skin problems, like a lot of skin problems. I see this over and over. And they try to fix it in so many ways. Now, of course, health is one thing. Like, how about this? Instead of getting facials, which I genuinely don't think it's gonna do anything for you. Maybe it'll be a band-aid. Maybe it'll make it a little bit feel better. But instead of getting facials, why don't you start with eating better, taking out some of the junk food that goes directly into your skin, some of the bad fat, sleeping. Sleeping can literally like change your life. Sleeping can make you look better. Sleeping can make your face look better, your skin look better. You lose weight, you lose body fat when you sleep. Like sleeping can do so much for you. It improves your cognitive function. And it's the biggest thing that people don't even pay attention to, and they don't think it's important, because we've been told that We just have to work and we have to prioritize everything else over our sleep. If I have clients that like aren't getting sleep, I tell them, I'm like, dude, I'd rather you sleep than you come in for a workout. And I'm a trainer because I understand the importance of it. You have to understand there's physical things that you can change. And then there's emotional things. Like if you have skin problems, you have to really think about like, what is in you that's trying to push out? What is it you're repressing that's like trying to come out? And it comes out in the form of like, whatever, acne or whatever. So these things can get like very complex. And I feel like I'm going on a rant, but I just wanted to bring your attention to if you have like chronic problems, if you're stuck in certain situations where you're like, I've been trying to fix XYZ for a long time, maybe you need to change the way you look at it. Maybe you need to look at it from a different point of view. Like if it's physical with your body, maybe think about like emotional. Like how is that related? How is that stuckness related to your emotional health? You know, I don't know if that makes any sense. I am gonna add salt and pepper real quick and start this. You know, I really have been wanting to put more of my coaching content, like my coaching, I hate the word content because I don't make content, I just document. I just document what I do. And content to me is like curated. But I've been trying to put more of this stuff, like the coaching stuff and personal development into my videos because I truly think that you cannot have, if you're on my channel for fitness, I believe that you cannot look and feel your best if you don't work on this stuff first or in conjunction to your fitness. I really don't because I've done that. I've pursued fitness to the fullest and completely ignored everything else. And it only made me really unhappy because the mind and the body are disconnected. And your body becomes a slave to your mind. You start to work out because you think that you should look different and you should be this and you should be that, instead of connecting your mind to your body and thinking like, this is who I am. This is who I am. Now I want to look better, but this is who I am. Anyway, I've been trying to do that, but you see how hard it is. It's so hard for me. Maybe my communication skills just aren't there. But you know, I'm just gonna try it. I feel like if I keep talking about it and keep trying, I will eventually find my words or my voice. So I apologize if this doesn't make any sense. You feel like feel free to fast forward this or whatever. Like if this was bad, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best, and I guess we just have to put up with it until I get better at it. But there's so much information in my head all day that I write down, and I'm like, oh my God, I should talk about this. I want to talk about this. And then when the time comes to talk about it, I'm like, where do I start? This is so complex. It really fucking is so complex. Okay. Anyway, I'm done making my food. I'm gonna put a little bit of organic ketchup on there. If you are new to this channel, everything in my household is organic. And organic just means that there is no poison in your food. Because if it's not organic, it means they're putting poison in your food. For real, I'm not even joking. Okay. I don't even know where I got how I got to all these tangents and what I was gonna talk about. But I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna have my lunch. I'm watching this show, guys. I'm addicted. I have issues. I'm addicted to this new show that I started yesterday. I think I'm gonna finish it today. Like, I literally feel like I am. And if I do, I will not start another one. I will not start another one because I become a slave to this show. So I'm gonna finish this show or watch it. It's called, what is it called? It's a Chinese drama. It is on Netflix, but it's also on my Chinese app, on my like Asian entertainment app. I have to look up the name. It's called like something between like love between fairy and a devil. It's literally very self-explanatory. It's a devil. It's like it's some evil person and a fairy that like they end up falling in love with each other. But surprisingly, it's very good. I literally was thinking it's gonna be shit, but I played it anyway, and I'm so surprised by it because this actor that I'm watching this show, I watched another show with this actor in it, and I thought that one was gonna be really good, but that one was actually really boring. So I was like, oh, this one's gonna be boring, but I started it anyway. What I do with my foreign shows is I find actors or actresses that are more famous, and I start looking up their shows because I'm thinking, okay, if they're famous, they must be doing something right. Their shows may be good. So then I watch those shows because there's no other way for me to know what's good or what's not. I don't know the culture. I don't really understand the language. Like, I don't know any of the celebrities or whatever. So that's kind of like a way I go about doing it, and it's been working. It's been working. So I'll give you more info on the show, but it's really, really good. I'm not even fast forwarding, and I'm watching the whole thing. It is my favorite time of the day, where I get to go to the gym, do some cardio, and watch my show, which is exactly what I did this entire half a day after I edited my video and posted it. I was just literally watching Netflix the whole time, and I'm not mad about it. I'm not. There was a time where I would have been mad about it. I think I'm gonna do 20 minutes of stairs so I don't feel like a piece of shit, and then do treadmill. You know, I was talking to Gino, we were talking about steaks and like how like Eddie V's is one of our favorite steakhouses, and then it reminded me that when I first moved here, like when I was 17, I remember having my first steak, and my first steak was at TGI Fridays, which you could not pay me to go there and eat right now. But I remember I'd never been to a restaurant like that, and I thought it was like the best thing I've ever had in my whole life. I was obsessed with A1 sauce. I was like, what is this? Oh my God, the good old days. It's so funny. Like, I remember that whole situation was like so crazy. So we had to enter the country to get our green cards, and that's a long story, but we'll just start there. And that it was in the middle of winter. It was like Christmas time, and I'd never seen snow like that because we flew into Boston, and we came in, and I'd never fucking seen snow like that. I was like, oh my God, what is this? It was so cold, and oh my God, we literally like I think it took us like 3 days to get from Tehran to Boston because we missed our connecting flight, and we were stranded in London, and none of us could speak English. My whole family, like nobody could really speak English, and we felt like they were being racist with us, or maybe we just didn't understand. Somehow, finally, somebody helped us like rebook our tickets, and we were able to catch a flight to Boston. But by the time we got there, they'd lost all of our luggage. So we had no fucking clothes. First time in a foreign country, and we came from Iran, so we had like hijab and stuff with us. We didn't have any other normal clothes. And then my aunt picked us up from Boston for another 4-hour drive from Boston to Albany. It was horrible. It was probably the worst trip of my life. And it was freezing. And they ended up giving us like some money to buy clothes like through the airline, and we went and got some clothes until they found our luggage. I don't know, the rest is history, but maybe another day I'll tell the rest of the story. You know, I just realized that I did change my pants, but I've been wearing the same sports bra all day. I completely forgot, but I did Stairmaster. I literally felt like I was gonna die. I don't know, for some reason it was extra difficult today. I don't know, but I had my dinner. I'm making Gino's dinner right now. We got beef. I had the same thing. Beef. I had 5 ounces with 140 grams of rice. I'm making his rice right now. Might be too early. Oops. We're gonna pause it. Yeah, and that's it. I'm actually making my shake. So I have this going on. Maybe I'll put the phone down. Gino took my little microphone because he makes videos in the car on his way to the gym. So I feel either both of us have like our own rituals, and we share a lot of things. Like we share a car, which is not. I have not seen that many people share a car, but you know, we make our compromises, and I just feel like it's worth it. You know, like to me, it's not worth spending another $600-700 a month for another car. You know, I feel like both of us are willing to make the sacrifice. But yeah, I'm not gonna drag this along. I'm very much enjoying watching my show. And I just realized there's 10 more episodes left and there's no way I'm gonna finish it today. I really wanted to finish it today so it doesn't, like, I don't get tempted to watch it again tomorrow, but there's just no fucking way I'm finishing it. 10 episodes, they're like an hour long. But it's so good. Honestly, the storyline is actually really good. So I highly recommend. It's called, let me look it up. I think it's called, hold on, let me look it up. Okay, I was right. It's called Love Between Fairy and Devil, which sounds so cringe. I've noticed these Chinese shows or like even anime, if you go on like Crunchyroll, they have like the weirdest names. They're almost like way too direct of a name. I think it's just that it probably sounds like more like nicer in their own language. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video here.